Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your brother in the struggle coming right back at you once again. Let me just say to you, my friends, okay, are you ready for the truth? Can you handle the truth? Because if you are, then welcome aboard. Because this channel, ladies and gentlemen, is all about reality. This is not about opinions. This is not about news reporting, even though I share that with you sometime, as prophecies are fulfilled on a daily basis. Okay? I will bring that up. But this is not a news channel. This is not this is not about my opinion. You know, you're not gonna hear me like, well, this is my opinion. Let me know what you think in the chat. In the comment section. No, I'm bringing it to you straight from the hip. You can take it or leave it. See, but most people on this planet are not ready for the truth, and they're not interested in the truth because they've been exposed to so many lies. Everything is a freaking lies up on this planet. Nothing is real. Everything is a lie. Okay? So here we go. Everybody's celebrating Easter, right? Ladies and gentlemen, why are we doing this? We are clearly disobeying our Creator. Let us go to Jeremiah chapter 10. Listen to me. Verse 3. It's in verse 2nd verse. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Okay? People are dismayed every time there's a total eclipse. People are dismayed when they see ships, and which they call extraterrestrial, when in reality they are demons that are being released upon the earth. So obviously, the Bible is clearly telling us not to follow the ways, not to get into celebrations like Easter, like Holy Week, as the whole world calls it, right? Okay. So, having said that, let us go to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So if our fight, as it is written on Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, if the Bible clearly tells us that this is a spiritual battle, why are we following the enemy? Why are we falling onto his feet and worshiping idolatry, idols, which also the Bible prohibits? Actually, not the Bible, but God prohibits that, because there's only one God is in heaven. And our mother Rawak, who is the breath giver. She's the one that gave us the breath. In fact, Rawak in Hebrew means air, oxygen. Anyway, let us go. So why are we doing this? Because, ladies and gentlemen, spoiler alert, humanity have been living not just under a lie, but he has been living under an alternate reality. I've been telling you this for many, many years. It is time for you to wake up and smell more than the coffee. Okay? And know that the devil's time, the devil's days upon this earth are numbered. And he knows it. And he hates humanity. That's why he created what? Religious concepts and religions. That's why humanity has worshipped many gods throughout history. From Egypt, Ra, Isis, the god of death, Nubis, you name it. It is time to come back to God. See, this truth is not accepted in this world. They call the Bible a fairy tale book. Why? Because we've been living in a fairy tale. Because everything is a freaking lie. In fact, the challenge is still on. Show me something that is real, that it is truth. Besides God's creation, starting with you and me. That's different. I'm talking about the system. Okay? Your political system is a lie. Your votes don't count, but here you are in your psychological prism. You believe that it is real. You believe in your educational department, which is an indoctrination department. In fact, that is the reality in all countries throughout the earth. Your religious leaders have lied to you because the religious concept was something that was conceived by the devil himself. AI that is taking over, completely taking over this world. Okay, that is here. Okay, it hasn't yet been completely implemented, but it's taken over. In fact, the mark of the beast system has already started. And this very situation before Trump came along was purposely created by design. All the immigration, all the disarray that is going on, all the voting ID and all of that. That's why they are finally pushing the real ID. That's the justification for the real ID, which was created with the Patriot Act, with the Patriot Act, which came out of what? Out of the terrorist attack on the United States, which they say was done or carried over by Osama bin Laden. But that's impossible, because Osama bin Laden was a CIA agent. His name is Tim Osman. He was part of the United States created Al-Qaeda. So without doing any investigation, and I know because I grew up in New York. Okay? Without doing any investigation at all, they were blaming Osama bin Laden. And you may say, why? Because he was dying. In fact, he was visited by United States CIA agents on his deathbed. He died on the very same day. So of course they were going to use him. He was the fall guy. They gotta have a fall guy. They gotta have a boogeyman. So they are the ones that actually created, for instance, terrorism. To justify doing things in the Middle East. The same thing happened with the what? The Tonkin attack, the Tonkin explosion. And that's how the United States got into the Vietnam War and sacrificed 60,000 young men and women. But you know what? I believe it's more. They always tell you whatever number they can, but it is actually more. And you may say, Ruben, how come the United States has done this all along? Because the United States, ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to believe it or not, is the second beast in the Bible, mentioned in the Bible, the first one being the Roman Catholic Church. See, America is the spiritual Babylon system, which is about to be destroyed. She's also talked about first on chapter 13, Apocalypse chapter 13, from verse 11 forward, that's talking about America. The first 11 verses refers to the first beast, which is the Roman Catholic Church. And then, ladies and gentlemen, on chapter 18 of Revelation, of Apocalypse, the whole chapter, especially the first 4, it talks about the United States of America and the Babylon system, the beast system, along with its religious grip. I mean, religion controls everything. And the purpose of religion is what? To deceive and to destroy God's real chosen people, the real Israelites. Because if you believe that the real Israelites are the ones that are in the Holy Land right now, I hate to break it to you, you've been deceived. In fact, and you can do your research, these people don't even believe in Christ. The same one that you are supposedly celebrating with Easter. So you understand, they got the whole human race confused. Now let us go to Apocalypse chapter 2, Revelation chapter 2, just in case you don't believe me. Starting on verse 9, Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which says they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil should cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown, the crown of life. A crown of life. Ladies and gentlemen, that is so real. So you understand? Let me just tell you, let me just break it down for a little bit to you once again. Back in 1948, the Rothschild family bought Israel from the English. Remember, the English have been, they've been all over Africa, India, even China. In fact, Hong Kong was given back to China back in 1999. Remember, I don't know if you remember, because he was still part of England. But anyway, check this out. The Rothschild bought that land from the English and gave it to this fake Jewish, fake Israelites. And by the way, they are known for having synagogues of Satan. There's no such thing in the Bible for the real chosen people. Now that doesn't mean that the crazy, I call them crazy Israelites that you see on the street talk about the white man is the devil, and the God will destroy the white man. No. That's not true at all. You see, we are one God. The human race is one family under God. But of course, he chose some, he had his chosen one, which means the leaders. Okay? They were the one that led the way. So people are celebrating a fake holiday, which was completely, again, living under the lie. They used, as you see it in the Ten Commandments, that the house was painted. God told them, make sure that you put lamb blood in front of your, painted in your houses, and the angel of death will not do anything to you. That was a message to the true Israelites. To the real Israelites, Jacob's descendants. So the devil hijacked being, he imitates his creator. Remember, he wanted to be God. So he loved to be worshipped by humans. And that's exactly what humans have done throughout history. And that's what humans are doing right now by celebrating his day, Holy Week. The whole world have been deceived. Now you understand? The truth is not popular because he has deceived and programmed, conditioned the whole world to follow him. And I got to give it to him. He has done a great job. Even the trip that this lady supposedly made, ladies of the media, ladies of the entertainment industry, ladies of the scientific community. Oh, they're astronauts. They went up into space when you cannot get out of Earth. The firmament is there. The ceiling glass is real, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing can come in and nothing can come out of Earth. No man ever landed on the moon. In fact, the moon wasn't created to be for humans to touch. The human was created to what? To give light in the nighttime. And as a sign of days. In fact, look at this. Let us start on verse 4. Chapter 1, Genesis chapter 1. Right? Genesis chapter 1, verse 4. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. 6. Verse 6. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the water from the waters. Expansion, ladies and gentlemen. 7. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the water which were above the firmament, and it was so. 8. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Verse 9. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the water called he seas. And God saw that it was good. Verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Verse 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day. 14. And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years. Verse 15. And let them be for the light in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights. Light, ladies and gentlemen. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the star also. So you see? Light. The moon is a light. The sun was the much stronger, most powerful light. In fact, without the sun, there will be no life upon this earth. The creation was so perfectly made, so perfectly created. Okay? There's no escaping that reality. That everything fell into the exact place and the exact moment. We didn't come out of no freaking explosion. The Big Bang. In fact, they call it the Big Bang theory, the evolution theory. Everything is a devilish, satanic theories. In fact, when God comes, even the devil is going to look at you and say, so wait a minute, let me get this straight. You believe in my theories without doing any research or anything? You swallow everything they fed you? That the teachers that I created, the system that I created? You deserve to be a Messiah. Even the devil is going to tell those people, because he exploits humans' stupidity to make them its own and to justify their destruction. Now you may say, well then, Reuben, if the Israelites in the Holy Land, see, I'm all over the place. If the Israelites in the Holy Land are not God's chosen people, then who are they? Oh, that's easy. Let me give you some example by names. The Native American Indians, before the European came on here, are from the tribe of God. That is a reality, ladies and gentlemen. G-A-D. And you can read it. Genesis chapter 49. It's all there. Okay? Then you have Mexico from the tribe of Issachar. You have the Cubans from the tribe of Manasseh. You have the Puerto Ricans from the tribe of Ephraim. You got the Haitians, who do a lot of voodoo, from the tribe of the Levites. Remember, see how the devil does? Those people, Aaron was the one that, the Levites came from. They were the one that actually used to do praying and sacrifice for the sins of Israel back in the days. Look what they're doing. They worshiping the devil. See? Then you have the Dominicans, the tribe of Simeon, where Moses came out of. They are two brothers. Then you have the Jamaicans from the tribe of Benjamin. Then you have Colombia, you have Venezuela, you have Brazil from the tribe of Asher, and so on. So that's the reality. And by the way, once again, there was 16 books taken out of the Bible because they didn't want you to know the truth. And let me give you some of those, the name of those books, and I'd recommend them all. Enoch, Esdras, where he tells you how God's people got over here into this continent where there was no human beings ever existed. No humanity came. They were the first one here. Okay? Then the Native Americans and the rest of the Indian tribes, they were, and then, it tells you in the book of Esdras how God brought us here. Then you got Jubilees, the book of Jubilees. You got the book of Judith, a courageous and wonderful woman. You understand? Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in the last days, whether you want to believe it or not, but not of earth. Do not get it twisted. We are living in the last days of this system, this matrix satanic system, which you think everything is a freaking joke. I mean, and I just told you about a joke, that how they like to rub it in, sending these ladies into space where there is no space. It's so fake. It was all fake, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, one of them, what did she say? Oh, I wanted to be this, the Taylor Swift. So I saw myself to the devil. Katy Perry. And you're going to believe on somebody that does that? So you see, tell me in my face that I'm bullshitting you. That I'm telling you that this is some conspiracy theory. Okay? You tell me that. And then you got Amazon. I mean, it's telling you. Okay? I mean, they make a mockery. I mean, you got ladies up in a ship that looks like a big dick. See, everything is a joke. Everything is a lie. Now you see why people think that, oh, I'm a Satanist. You think it's a joke? Okay. And yeah, you've been blessed by God by you having kids. Well, guess what? You're going to have to answer to God in the day of judgment. So there's not going to be the destruction of the earth. The earth is going to be here. It's just going to be clean. It's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. And all the wicked people will be destroyed. But this is their time now. And they are relishing in it. Okay? That's why they want to be known as what? They and them. Remember? What does that remind you of? Remember when Christ asked a possessed man, what is your name? And he said, legions. Because we are many. There are many of us. This man had a bunch of demons. He was being possessed. He was possessed by a bunch of demons. Do not forget to look at the links that I will send you. And by the way, let me say one last thing before I go. Because I mean, I've been all over the place. Now you understand why Donald Trump will be your last president? He's pushing heavily for what? Real ID. Which is that's how they're going to push you in and condition you in and program you in and working you into what? Into the mark of the beast system. Because before America is taken out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, she will be used by the devil. After all, she's the second beast. She has done a pretty good job so far. Okay? Now you see why there's death all over the place on earth? Because people are worshiping the wrong God. The God of this world. Satan. As it is written in America, money. In God we trust. And people are so blind that with that money that says in God we trust, they pay for wars, they pay for abortion, they pay for religious rights, they pay, you understand? They even pay for the trip that this guy took to San Salvador. To tell Abriego, hey, we are with you, guy. See, everything is done by design. Biden was the problem child. Donald Trump is the child that's going to resolve American problems, supposedly. Little did you know that he's going to be the one used to usher in the mark of the beast system. What do you think Elon Musk is there for? Y'all take care. And I hope you wake up and follow God's law, the 10 Commandments, and have a strong relationship with Him. Because that is the only way that we are going, the few of us will make it out of here alive. Before everything is said and done. Love you. God bless. Take care.